Oh, it's Mr. McFeely.
I have seen the future, and he was wearing number 5, and I ain't talking about Robbie Grimsley, folks.
Took out the muffins, took out the trail mix, took out the cookies. They stole the monster cookies.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Let's do some broadcasting.
There he is, folks, our resident Nelly fan. One Mike McFeely joining us in studio.
Yes,
back
I was going to wear my Band-Aid, which I guess is what Nelly did for a while, was this calling card was wearing it, but I guess he hasn't done it for a while. So
you were at Target. There were about 18 people on my social media feeds, either at the game on Friday or Saturday down at Target Field. So you got through the burning cars and disaster area to get to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So, but took in a heck of a pitching matchup as well.
Yes, last
You were
Friday night
there.
was my wife's birthday. And,
Happy belated birthday, Michelle.
And here's a reason why, guys, you have to marry well, is my wife said, well, for my birthday, let's go down to the Twins game. And there's a Nelly concert, and she's a big, hip hop, whatever, from the 90s type person. And she said, let's go down to the Twins game and go to the Nelly concert.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. And so we were joined by 40,000 of our closest friends. Great crowd.
Looked it on TV.
I have not been paying that much attention to the Twins and did not pay attention to your program, frankly. But I found out that when I got to the game, it's like, oh, Joe Ryan and Paul Skeens are. And apparently this Paul Skeens, his girlfriend is some
Livy Dunn.
influencer,
Yes.
Livy Dunn.
She's a former gymnast.
And she was at the game. Yeah, I'm going, who's Livy Dunn? Michelle's like, she's the LSU gymnast. I'm like, oh, yeah. And so
Did they do a lookalike with her on the big board?
Yes. So they did. They do this celebrity lookalike, and then they scan the crowd and find somebody who allegedly looks like.
Yeah.
And so they put Livy Dunn up, and then
They
put
found
Livy
her.
Dunn up. Yeah, she was in the crowd.
That's good.
It was pretty funny.
That's good.
It was pretty funny.
Twins know what they're doing. They do a good job down there.
Yes, they do. And so it was fun. It was
Yeah.
a great night,
Yep.
beautiful night in downtown Minneapolis. Lots of people buzzing around.
Good ball game. It was over in like
game
2.5
was-
hours,
yeah,
right?
The game was great.
Yeah. It was a 2-1 game.
The ice cream cone was $36. I mean, it was all fantastic. It was a great day.
Did you eat at the game, or was that all you took in during the game?
I did not, and long story, but it just wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I wasn't.
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
fine.
because
Yep.
of the money. I just wasn't hungry
Yep.
during the game, and I didn't want to have a big Kramarchik's bratwurst during
Pretty
the game.
darn good.
And so I
Done that
just
before.
had a couple of cold drinks, and that was a second mortgage to do that. And Michelle got an ice cream cone, and that was a third mortgage to do that. And so it was, but the Twins, it's still, and I wrote a column about it on the way drive back. She was driving. I offered to drive, guys. I offered to drive back home. She said, no, I'll drive. I go, okay. And just, the Twins have done have had some missteps the last year or so, last 18 months, whatever it's been.
Yep.
And
Self-inflicted
A lot
there.
of it has to do with the TV stuff that was a mess last year, and the Jim Polad comment, which was completely honest, but he just got roasted for saying that they were going to right size their business.
Yeah.
And they just haven't been very good since they started the collapse last year. And this year they're mediocre. They're whatever they are.
Yeah, they're 47 and 49
yeah,
right
they're
now.
500 team. But as I wrote, for one night, they can still do it. I mean, what's the old Toby Keith song? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And that's kind of the Twins. Is they're on that one night, it's like that was a pretty fun night, and the concert was great. I had not ever listened to it. I had not purposely listened to a Nelly song. Once he started playing, I went, oh, okay,
this one?
that's a Nelly song. Okay, it was fine. It was fun, and they did a great job. And I think about 30,000 people, I would estimate, stuck around.
I was going to ask you, so how many stayed? There was a ton.
Oh, it was 30,000.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Because I got a feeling there were some that didn't care. They went to the ball game. Let's go.
Well, there's a couple. There's a couple guys to our right who probably the average age between them was 86, and they were gone as soon as that final out was made. They were gone. But a lot of other people stuck around, and they were dancing and singing, and it was a lot of fun.
That's cool. I'm glad you got to take that in. I was surprised though you didn't send any videos of you dancing in the stands. You send videos of the actual concert.
I sent a couple of videos to you and Kolpak and Peterson, and after I sent the one, I thought, God, am I singing along to this one? And are they able to hear me sing? Because I actually knew the words to a couple of them. Because it's like, well, I know that song, and so my wife is dancing, the people in front of me are dancing, and I think I was singing along. I hopefully you guys deleted those videos, and they don't end up on social media. But that would be ugly.
Oh gosh. I got a couple. We've done this forever and a day. I don't want to spend too much time on it because the All-Star game is tonight. I know the All-Star game was so different when you were a kid than even for me.
I feel like we talk about
this
every year. That I haven't watched the All-Star game in 20 years.
They're at least wearing their normal jerseys tonight. They're going back to, they hadn't done it. I didn't know this since 2019. They have not worn the actual, because that for me, and I'm sure for you as well growing up, that was the cool part to see everybody's individual jersey and hat on the field. They haven't done that in 6 years because baseball can't have its own way.
I did not know that they had gone away from that, and I did not know that they went back to it. And you and I have pounded this into the ground, but I do not care about any of the All-Star games because they're all just a joke. The baseball one, it used to be the thing. I mean, it's different when you're 10 than when you're almost 60. But it used to just be tremendous entertainment.
Oh, God.
And it used to be the highlight of the summer was the All-Star game and Pete Rose and Willie McCovey and, Joe Rudy or whomever, Catfish Hunter, all these guys from the 70s. It was the greatest thing ever. And then it just became the worst thing ever.
Yep. Here's the one I was waiting to. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but our friends at Louisiana Tech are leaving Conference USA and are bound for the Sun Belt Conference as early as next season, meaning Conference USA will be down to 10 members next year. Does that mean, thanks, Eric, on that, that's what the Sun Belt will look like with La Tech joining with Louisiana Monroe and
that's a
the
natural,
Raging King. Right,
I mean,
the Sun Belt wanted that.
I know that the Mountain West, and I reported this earlier, but like when the Mountain West was in this whole trying to get Northern Illinois and was it Toledo originally, and I was told by a very good source that the Mountain West had actually started vetting Louisiana Tech in case Northern Illinois said no. Even above possibly North Dakota State because of the FBS label, because it was,
as we found out,
the presidents and ADs wanted a current FBS. And so they had started to vet Louisiana Tech.
Well, I know.
In the Mountain West, which makes, again, if you're going to,
I know.
Like what? But anyway, so the Sun Belt, it's a better conference than Conference USA.
Yeah,
far less travel. It looks like
Yep.
they have a division format in the Sun Belt, so they can be in the Sun Belt West, I believe it would be.
Yep.
And they're in there with some Texas and Louisiana schools, so it's good.
We're happy for you. I bring this up because likely next on the tee is not North Dakota State. Is your friends at Tarleton State are
not my friends. That's Sam Herder's friends. Sam Herder's been doing the Byron Buxton horn for Tarleton State for like 5 years.
Tarleton, who's been Division I for 6 minutes.
Yes.
Looks like that they, because they're located where they're at.
But where are they located?
Yeah, they're in Texas. Yeah. Figure that out.
Yeah, and that's the dominoes are falling, but
I mentioned it, though, yesterday that 4 years ago, you and I would have stuck our noses up at Conference USA. Like, nah, I don't. Now, absolutely, sure. If they came calling, let's go.
If it's football only, yes.
Yep.
Who says those conversations didn't
happen? Yeah.
And perhaps NDSU said
no,
football only, and perhaps Conference USA said all the sports, and I think that's a good choice to not do that because it would bankrupt you if you tried to fly your volleyball team to Miami,
Newark, Delaware, too.
Delaware on a Thursday night or something or whatever.
Yep.
But NDSU is just they are where they are, and unless something major surprising happens, it is what it is.
We got the list of all of the FCS all the schools that decided either opt in or opt out of the settlement. Yep. All the Valley football schools decided to do that. No surprise to you on that?
Not once the dominoes started to fall, and we learned that with the NIL stuff and the outside collectives and all,
Yeah.
all the things that Matt Larson explained a couple weeks ago, that's no surprise.
The Citadel, who NDSU opens with, opted out, which is not surprising considering their background and what their athletic budget is. That's not necessarily something that they would opt in for.
Well, and the purpose of the school.
Correct.
It is. It's
I guess the objective is
it's
what I
a
was looking for.
military.
Yeah.
It's not an academy. That's not the right, but a military school institution, and so it's not about going from there to the NFL necessarily. Although nobody says you can't.
Nope.
But the idea is it's a military disciplinary institution.
The Big Sky schools that opted out, Eastern Washington did. Surprised with that, knowing their finances?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I know that they just have nothing.
Right.
They have no budget for anything athletically, and so what Bo Baldwin did for all those years was amazing,
Remarkable.
And they're not what they once were.
Idaho did as well, which I thought was head scratcher there.
And I don't know. Again, I don't.
Yep.
I don't know what their situation is or why they would do that. Maybe they think that their collective is. But all indications is that so many of these FCS collectives just were not what perhaps they were made out to
Correct.
be publicly.
Yes.
We know that NDSU's had some success. I mean, there were some players being paid.
Yep.
And legally. Others around the valley that were touting things, I don't know that they necessarily turned out to be what they said they were.
There were 3 other Big Sky schools that made the playoffs recently that Northern Arizona opted out and Davis opted out as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because obviously Davis has had success over the last little bit, and they decided
they're going to be the next Mountain West edition, by the way, because they
have written in the language there of their contract. We're happy. Yeah, we're happy for you on that. I just found that was interesting. Those are schools that are traditionally good in FCS football that decided that they were going to opt out of that, which, again, not knowing we don't know the finances
I don't know
there.
The finances. Right. I don't know the. I mean, but Davis again. Cal Davis is a very, I think, elite academic institution. It's not. Again, when you look at schools, when we and others look at schools, you're thinking about football success or basketball success. Shockingly, presidents look at academic things as well. And Cal, a place like Cal Davis is extremely elite, I think, when it comes to the technological side of things and all of so all of that might play into it.
All right, we're overdue for a break. We'll caught up here. We'll take one here. Come back. Much more with Mike as we wrap up our first hour. Shallow Jones from NDSU Wrestling coming up here in about 15 minutes as well. Back on a Tuesday morning edition of Hot Mike right after this. Welcome back, everybody. A few more minutes with our guy, Mike McFeely, joining us. You are going to be heading down to Sioux Falls with us as well on Monday?
That is the plan as of right now.
All right.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. I'm interested to see the turnout for what it is, and hopefully that they keep doing it. You and I have lamented this, this is a media deal. Yeah. I don't know if Joe Q fan cares.
I don't care. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's about me, not the viewers or readers. It's about me. I'm curious to see how many media outlets are there.
Yeah,
I mean, clearly you're going to have all the Sioux Falls outlets. You're going to have, Fargo. The Bison station is going to be down there. I would presume that the Herald will have Tom Miller will go down there. I don't know if any other TVs from here will go down. I don't have any idea.
No.
One of them has no sports department left anymore. But I mean, back in the day when NDSU first started this Division I thing, every Valley town had a functioning newspaper and a beat writer dedicated to that
said team.
And some good. I mean, Cedar Falls had Jim Nelson. Youngstown had its own paper at that time, and a beat writer, and
Todd Hefferman
Southern
covers Illinois,
and
Indiana State.
Indiana State.
Yep.
I mean, all those guys had Todd Golden, and they all had. And I don't know if they would have traveled that far. And back then, newspapers were doing fine, but now, who's left?
Right.
And are TV stations in Is there a TV station in Carbondale? I don't know.
Not Carbondale. Carbondale proper. Yeah, WSIL
I mean,
there.
who else is going to be there?
Correct. I
So
understand your point.
So it makes sense that it's going to be in Sioux Falls, I guess, because it's centrally located to us. But I don't know. I don't know who else is going to be there.
Yeah, that's the litmus test. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
To do, but frankly, they were the only league not doing anything like this, though. We were still doing something over a Zoom.
Yeah,
Heck, before that, it was over a phone call.
And the Zoom thing was brutal. It was just brutal.
Right.
Yep,
this is actually, hey, if you want to be major, appear like you're a major deal, you got to do something like
this. The
this.
best conference in the SEC of the FCS, and at least this will pretend that they're doing something. And I don't know in today's media environment, what that means.
Yeah.
Are you going to have, Jimmy Blog out there, high-fiving the coaches and doing all that crap? I mean, I'm so old I don't know
Jimmy Blog.
I just don't know what constitutes legitimate media anymore.
No.
I just don't know. I mean, so
I got you. Yesterday, I've put a moratorium on this topic. I don't know how you feel, because yesterday Greg Sankey was speaking, the commissioner of the SEC, at their media days, which are 4 days long.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, they have like 37 teams?
But he said that the SEC and the Big Ten have, quote unquote, different views of what the CFP is. That's startling that the two power leagues would have different ideas of how many teams they want to get into this thing.
Well, that's because each conference wants all of
they
their
want
teams.
12.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, if Greg Sankey had his way, the national championship tournament would be 12 SEC teams.
It'd be all 16 teams. Like, if they go to 16, it'd be all 16 would be in the tournament.
Right. I mean, and maybe that's not far off from what it would be.
Correct.
But the Big Ten wants the same thing. Right. The Big Ten wants 7 teams in the tournament. So that's the clash.
They just started with 12, and they're already bickering about trying to get to 16. It's like, gosh almighty, can we just figure it out and just do this for a little bit before blowing
who
up?
Screwed this up?
Television.
Say it. Thank you.
Television.
Say it, Mr. TV.
Television.
Jimmy TV. You guys
go hang out with Jimmy Blog. We hang out together.
Hey. Oh, FCS is awesome. Hey.
I mean, television ruined it for everybody.
Yes, because
There's no doubt.
Because they want matchups.
Because
they're afraid.
We want more games, man.
You want inventory and you want matchups.
Yep.
So thanks. Appreciate it.
It's our fault.
It is.
So it's our fault.
All of this realignment is because of what?
Not all of it.
Yes, it is.
I'd say
it's about
75% is television.
100% of it is about money from television. 100%.
All right, how about 90% is from television?
100%. 100 is because of the money from television. Why else is USC flying to Piscataway, New Jersey, and College Park, Maryland to play volleyball on a Thursday night? It ain't because of the traditional rivalries. It's because of they want the football teams to make $1 gajillion, and so the volleyball players are going, wait, what? Where are we going?
Who would you say Rutgers' rival is? We did the rival story last week.
Yeah.
Right?
There's probably a trophy. They're in the
Big Ten. They have to have a trophy.
Like every game has a trophy. So
maybe Louisville? Maybe because they were good not that long ago. I don't know.
If you have to say
maybe
Louisville, then that probably
Temple.
means that is
Temple and Rutgers.
That is a Pier 6 brawl. When those two teams get together at the link, and there's 13,000 people. I was. I was in the parking lot of Lincoln Financial Field after a Temple game, and I can't remember who they played, but there were smatterings of Temple tailgaters.
Temple football's bad.
Left over. That's where our guy Casey Keeler is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good luck there.
That's where the Temple fans were offering me weed after the Temple game. And that's what I asked the tremendous journalistic question. Are you guys Eagles fans?
Like you get a 2x4 against the head there on that one.
No, I got the greatest look ever and the greatest answer ever. We're in Philadelphia. What the blank do you think? said with much more sarcasm and dripping disdain than I just put out there.
Love that down. Eric, who is Rutgers' rival? Who is it? Tell us, please. I'd love to know. On
The
this.
darlings of the FCS in Princeton and Maryland. And then
Maryland?
Seton Hall for basketball.
Oh, yeah, because they're both New Jersey schools there, but they don't have a football rival, apparently.
I covered a basketball game at Rutgers back
The Bison
in 05.
Did the Bison play out there?
Bison played Florida and then Rutgers.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the same weekend. Now we're going back 20 years, but that was the same
The
night.
Bison football.
The Bison football team beat Cal Poly
Yep.
on
Yep.
Heckendorf's touchdown pass from Steve Walker.
That was all right. That was good stuff. All right. Thanks for coming by as always, bud. That was fun. We'll see you on Monday down in Sioux Falls then.
You bet.
All right.
Jimmy Blog. Looking forward to meeting
Jimmy
him.
TV will be there too. It's going to be my new super on there. Mike McFeely joining us each and every Tuesday at 9:30. We'll break. We come back. You'll meet one of the best wrestlers in the country. I'm not exaggerating. Shadow Jones is that. He just won the Pan Am Championship in Peru, and he's coming up when we come back.